Hey, welcome to the Thy Kingdom Come More podcast where we talk all things Chiefs and NFL. Not really NFL anymore, though. We just talk Chiefs. That's our main focus, and that's what we're going to keep talking. But that intro is just so good to not say the right way. We did it last week, and it felt weird, so I'm going to keep saying it, and NFL. So, yeah, we've got that going for us. This week's going to be a little bit different because I was sick. We didn't think I'd have a voice. I didn't have a voice in the middle of the week, beginning of the week, so I wasn't able to record with Josiah. Josiah recorded something himself, and because I was sick, I was also not able to edit, so we're only going to have a couple short videos this week. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Josiah sent me his video. I'll be recording to it or reacting to it. He didn't know I was going to do this, so he even did the intro, so we're going to critique that as well. But yeah, with nothing else left, let's get into the video.
Of course, he would leave me hanging on the worst possible week after a loss in week 1 in Brazil. But that's just how he is, and there's no...
It's just how I am.
That, so I'm sure you'll see... I don't know what he'll do. He may add some words to pop up on the screen.
Nope, no words. It's actually me. It's actually me.
Stuff.
I'm right here.
But we'll see. So, as you all know, we lost this week, 27-21 to the Chargers. So what I thought we'd do is we go through the bad, then the good, and then talk about some takeaways going into next week and the rest of the season. So let's run through the bad real quick. Of course, Xavier Worthy was knocked out of the game with a shoulder injury. After colliding with Travis Kelce on, I think it was the third play of the game. He's currently being described as day-to-day by the Chiefs and Andy Reid. So that's a huge blow, obviously, with Rashee Rice out, and then also Jalen Royals, who was going to try to take some of those snaps, not being available due to a nagging thing he's dealing with. We also had some missed passes by Mahomes. He overthrew Tyquan Thornton a couple times during the game. Hollywood had a drop near in the first half, I think. So that wasn't too good. Mahomes led the team in rushing, and he ran for 57 yards on 6 carries. And whenever he did run, it was awesome. He got, I think, multiple first downs, including one where he just absolutely bodied a defender, which was pretty good. But our quarterback shouldn't be leading on rushing. It just
Yeah, so let's kind of elaborate on all of that. So we lost. There's a lot of things that happened. The bad, definitely the fact that we lost Xavier Worthy. A lot of our game plan was set around Xavier Worthy. Andy Reid said that going into the game. Also, the fact that Hollywood Brown I think he actually had 2 drops in the first couple of drives after Xavier Worthy left in pretty big positions, if I'm not mistaken. I think one was on a third down. The other was on like a long distance to gain. It's not something. So he recovered a bit throughout the game, but I mean that's just not conducive to what we need. Also, like when it comes to the rushing, it's not just the fact that Patrick Mahomes led the team in rushing. He's probably going to do that from time to time just because of his ability to scramble, and he knows when to get out of the pocket, how to get out of the pocket, and not get sacked. But even though he did get sacked a couple of times, but we really got to focus. It's really a game plan thing, right? Coming from the, really Big Red and the offensive scheme. If we're going to be successful in the pass game, we have to have a little bit more of that run game, especially with Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice out now, because we don't have somebody to really accept a lot of those dink and dunk kind of like under routes. We've got Juju, he's good, Travis Kelce, but really those guys weren't targeted a whole lot in this game. And when they were targeted, they were not successful in converting, I guess you would say. So, and if we're going to run the ball only, I think is 11 times outside of Patrick Mahomes, if we're going to rush the ball 11 times on designed runs, we've got to be gaining 4 to 5 yards on those rushes. We've got to be better at blocking up front and getting those people moving. So, yeah, that's that. So let's keep going with this.
Didn't happen. That's just not the way our offense operates. And then another big one was penalties. We had 10 total penalties for 71 yards called on the Chiefs. 4 of those 10 were called on Jawan Taylor, and 2 of them were called on left tackle Josh Simmons. So the tackles on the offensive side of the ball accounted for 6 of the 10. So never a good thing.
You can't win
obviously.
You can't win that way.
Tier Tart, I think.
Okay, before we get into Tier Tart, Jawan Taylor, like, dear God, man, he's been doing it for years now for the Chiefs, where he's been the most penalized offensive lineman for us because he likes to jump early. Like, I'm sorry, you're 3 years into this. I get you're trying to get a head start. So again, I've explained this before in other videos, but really what needs to happen, so he tries to lift his leg and set it down, and get moving, if you will, before the ball is snapped to give himself an advantage against defensive linemen, right? Now, the whole thing with it, you can lift that back foot in the 2-point stance and move it backwards. However, your body cannot be moving forward nor backwards, nor can that foot touch the ground before the ball is snapped. And he is not consistently able to do that, right? So I'm sorry, if you can't consistently do that, focus on your hand skills and your blocking, and then just jump when the ball is snapped, man. You know when the ball's going to be snapped, jump then. Your job is to block. People have been doing it for decades. Been able to block. Just learn how to be better with your hands, okay? Josh Simmons, I was expecting a little bit just because he is a rookie. Couple bad play. I get it. Now, with Jawan Taylor, I am surprised that he didn't get pulled and Jalen Moore didn't get put in. I am a little bit surprised about that. But after Travis Kelce headbutted Jawan Taylor, it was one of those things where after he headbutted Jawan Taylor didn't have a penalty after that, so he took it serious. And we got better throughout the game with it. Let's keep going.
I'm saying that correctly. Hopefully I am. Did not get ejected after slapping Travis Kelce in the face. This was, of course, the same week that Jalen Carter for the Eagles spat on Dak Prescott, which was a whole controversy, but he ended up getting ejected from the game for doing that. So it was very surprising to see that Tart did not get ejected for that. They did get...
Yeah, so I'm surprised Tart didn't get ejected too. And they say the reason is because he had an open hand, right? An open hand, not a closed hand, right? I'm trying to get my hand. So he had an open hand instead of a closed hand. I'm sorry, if you're a smart player and you're going to punch somebody, you're not going to do it with a closed fist because that helmet's probably going to break one of your knuckles. You're going to do it with an open palm where all the meat on your hand is, right? That's where all the meat is. That's going to hurt a whole lot less palming somebody's face as opposed to punching it. So I think that's a bull excuse that has no place in the NFL. The intent was to smack Travis Kelce in the head. It was after the play was called dead. Yeah, Travis Kelce gave a little extra shove at the end, but it wasn't malicious, right? It was like, I got you. All right, get away from me, kind of thing. There's always like a little shove, and it's always the person second that's going to be called for it. However, the intent behind Tier Tart was to smack Travis Kelce with force, right? That was the intent. That's what he did. He should have been ejected. Should probably be suspended. He got fined $12,000, right? I'm sorry. If you're going to get fined for something like that, you should be ejected from the game. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. Too, if Chris Jones was to do that, people would have been in an uproar if he didn't get ejected from the game. Absolute uproar. Anyways, we're going to keep going.
Penalized for it, though. There was a mixed extra point by Harrison Butker, and then we had a 2-point conversion that we missed also.
That's crazy. I can't believe Harrison Butker, before that, we're going to talk about this in a minute as the part of the good stuff, but Harrison Butker, he ran out onto the field with 13 seconds left. Clock was running. Noah Gray ran in, handed the ball to the referee. It's the ball that the quarterbacks use for throwing. It's like the play ball, right? It's not the kicking ball. It's the play ball. He ran out 25, 30 yards to the hash and set up, took a deep breath, and then kicked the ball. All within 10 seconds. 10 seconds. He kicked a 59-yard field goal, which they say a ball that's a kicking ball goes about 5 to 10 yards further than the regular play ball, which is even more impressive, which means he probably could have made it, and realistically, he probably could have made it from 65, Yeah, maybe 65 with how he kicked it, which means he probably could have made it from 70 with a kicking ball, 70, 75 yards. That's impressive. And to miss a field goal or an extra point after that is just insane to me. You have all the time in the world. Yeah, he says he prepares like it's a end of the game situation, and then that happens. I'm sorry. Like, that's just frustrating. Anyways, let's keep going. We're only 2.5 minutes in, and here I am rambling for an extra 7 minutes. Here we go.
After that, partially due to that mixed extra point. On defense, the secondary allowed Justin Herbert to throw for 318 yards, which was just super hard to watch. So we need some help in the secondary for sure. Justin Herbert was...
Yeah, so we missed Justin Reed, and this game proves it. We thought we'd be a little bit... I thought we'd be better, or not better, but I thought that, Jalen, like Justin Reed being the safety, like Jaden Hicks and, Brian Cook would be able to handle some of that stuff. Josh Williams would be able to handle some of that stuff. Now, Jaden Hicks moved over to corner, but Chamari Connor, those young guys are not showing that they can handle those situations right now. There's when on the opposite side of Trent McDuffie, I feel like we're similar to how the Eagles looked against Dallas last week, where you got one good corner, and then the other corner is your weakness, which I hope we exploit this week with Patrick Mahomes. We'll get into that too, though. But yeah, too many open passes, too many open catches.
Was also able to run when he needed to. Most frustratingly, near the end of the fourth quarter, that play that kind of sealed the game. He found a wide open hole and just ran through it because we had no spy on him, which was extremely frustrating. But that's a brief overview of the bad.
Well, and let's before we jump on another thing, we did not consistently get pressure with our front four. If we can't get pressure with our front four, we are not going to win games. We're not. I'm sorry, Travis Kelce. I'm so sorry. George Karlaftis and Derek Nottie, Chris Jones. Well, it's not FAU. On the other side, it's our second round pick. I can't think of his name at the moment, but you guys know who I'm talking about. Those guys need to get pressure. Drew Tranquil had a couple sacks, awesome, but those other guys need to get pressure. I barely heard George Karlaftis' name. George Karlaftis was able to move Herbert in the pocket a little bit, but he was not successful at getting after him consistently. The other guys, when one defensive lineman is able to move a quarterback in the pocket, the other guys have to take advantage of that and be able to actually get the quarterback down, right? So, yeah, anyways, we keep going. Here's the good stuff.
We can move on to the good now. Patrick Mahomes looked like prime Mahomes. I mean, he looked like he put the team on his back. He had a kind of a slow start to the passing game. Like I said, he overthrew Tyquan Thornton a couple times, and he just wasn't connecting with the receivers. He got the ball moving down the field. He also had some just crazy good throws. There was one to Hollywood Brown that was 49 yards on a 4th and 7 as he was running out of bounds, which was incredible and set us up for a field goal, I believe. Speaking of Hollywood Brown, he had 10 receptions for 99 yards.
I think it was 9 for... I thought it was 9 for 99. It might have been 10. Might have been 10 for 99. Before he moves on to that stuff, though, Patrick Mahomes in the first half did not look great. Didn't look great. Not at all. Yeah, I was quite disappointed with his performance. I was like, oh, dear God, here we go. Now, a lot of our offense was set around Xavier Worthy being active for the game, and he went out third place, so that hurt us quite a bit. However, it's a next man up mentality, right? Next guy has to be able to step up and has to be able to successfully do his job, fill in that role, right? If not, you're probably going to get cut. Hollywood Brown eventually got there. Patrick Mahomes was making crazy Patrick Mahomes plays, made another completion when he was parallel with the ground. It's just those things that only Patrick Mahomes can do, and people are like, is the boogeyman no longer the boogeyman? Think about this, man. The boogeyman's the boogeyman. He's still the boogeyman. He's still making plays that nobody else can make. Nobody else is making that throw where he's parallel with the ground, and then he just flicks it over a defender to, I think it was Juju, that caught that. That's insane. That's insane. Nobody else is doing that. So Patrick Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes. The Chiefs, however, don't look like the Chiefs. So that's where the issue is. We'll keep going.
Which is the kind of production we're going to need to see from our wide receivers with Worthy and Rice out. With Worthy, we don't know how long he'll be out, but however long he is, we need these people to step up, these guys to step up.
Yeah.
13 seconds left in the second quarter. Harrison Butker and the field goal unit went on the field.
And we just talked about
just
this.
casually walked up and kicked a 59-yard field goal.
Yep.
Which was crazy.
Insane.
And he also went for 3 for 3 on all field goals for the night. That was
But the missed extra point.
wild. I didn't know what was happening at first. They were all rushing and moving around. I'm like, are they about to kick this ball?
Yeah.
It turns out they were. And
Yeah.
he was able to get the 59-yarder, even though, ended up missing a extra point.
Shout out to Dave Tobe, man. Like, to have the special teams that ready in that moment, insane. Kudos to you. Kudos to preparation. Just other parts of the game, we couldn't put together.
Later in the game, which sucked, but he was able to do that, which was very impressive.
Yeah.
The defense was able to sack Justin Herbert 3 times, with Drew Tranquil able to sack him twice, and he looked
2 of them.
really good basically all night. He was doing fantastic. His name come up all the time, getting pressures, getting sacks. So he showed up, and which was really good.
Yep.
So some of the takeaways that I had, we do have some solutions to our wide receiver issues. We did have a slow start, and it's normal to have some things that you got to kind of work out the first week of the season, first part of the season.
Yep.
But after the game, I felt like the current wide receiver core that we have can hold up until Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy get back.
Yeah, I agree. I think our receiving core can actually we have the potential we have in our receiving core super high. I think Tyquan Thornton, a couple of those passes that he missed, or Patrick Mahomes missed a little deep. If it's Xavier Worthy, he's probably catching those. Tyquan Thornton is fast, but he's not Xavier Worthy fast. So it's just dialing in a couple of those throws. Now, Patrick Mahomes, throughout the game, he got closer and closer until he started completing those. So he did underthrow, I think, one of those deep balls, but our guy was just so wide open. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we had a bunch of success with Patrick Mahomes being able to do Patrick Mahomes things. So,
and only time will tell if the Chiefs end up decide going with somebody else, bring in a vet or something like that temporarily, or who knows what they're gonna do.
Now, plus side is Xavier Worthy is day to day. He's not week to week. Now he's probably going to miss. Well, he's going to miss the game against the Eagles. We know that. Jalen Royals, I don't know if he's going to miss the game against the Eagles. I haven't checked yet. The game's tomorrow on Saturday night when I'm recording this. This video will probably go up here around 9:00ish, 9:30ish. So yeah, we'll see what. We'll see what the roster's looking like at receiver. I think we still have 5 receivers on the roster. We'll probably add another one from the practice squad. So yeah, we'll see what that looks like tomorrow. But I think the guys that we have, there's a lot of potential there. They just need to step up.
But I think we might be able to get by with who we have, especially with Hollywood Brown's production on Friday night. And Tyquan Thornton looked good too whenever he was able to get the ball.
Agreed.
Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco are just going to have to step up. They've done it in previous years, but there's no reason why Mahomes should be leading the charge. I know he's done it multiple times in his.
Again, I think this is more of a play call thing than a Mahomes thing. Josiah, that face, that face. I'm sorry for pausing right there.
Career, but you don't want to put his neck on the line unnecessarily. So I think that they're really going to have to step up. He can only be Superman for so long.
Right.
And the penalties are just unacceptable.
Gotta fix
Javon
it. 10
Taylor
penalties. Can't have it.
Been
Can't
notorious for this for years.
Yep.
He was the most penalized player in the NFL in 2023 and ranked second overall in 2024. Josh Simmons, I could kind of understand his first NFL game, getting used to stuff. I can totally get that.
Agreed.
But Javon Taylor getting penalized 4 times in the same game is just ridiculous. He's getting paid like $20 million a year, I think.
Can't happen.
To do what he does, so I think it's pretty fair to ask him to clean some of this stuff up while still recognizing that what he brings to the table is very necessary for the line and protecting Mahomes.
Agreed.
The secondary as well just needs some serious help. I mean, Trent McDuffie is still a one-of-a-kind player, but 100%. He can't do it all on his own. There were multiple times where receivers like Keenan Allen and McConkey were just sitting there wide open. And it was I couldn't believe it. And that's practically a death sentence for a team that is dealing, for any team, but especially a team that's already dealing with a lot of problems on its own.
Agreed.
Already with like the receivers and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of the brief overview. It also sucks that after last week where I said that we still had the AFC West kind of sewed up. We are the only team in the AFC West with a loss.
Man,
so that sucks. But the Broncos didn't look like they were dominating. They almost lost the game to the Titans. The Chargers are just looking really good.
Their offense looks great.
I think also eked out a win.
Let's give it to Tier Tart, man. He didn't get thrown out of the game in that same hand that he used to smack Travis Kelce in the face with. He used to bat down 3 balls in very crucial situations. Right, one was on a 2-point conversion, and then there was a couple others that probably would have gone for touchdowns. So I mean, it just is what it is.
Can't remember, but so I think we can. There's still obviously plenty of time to come back from that.
Agreed.
And so yeah, now all we have to do, all we can do, is look forward to next week, where we have a Super Bowl rematch.
Yep.
Against the Eagles in Arrowhead, so on our own turf this time, and so we'll just have to kind of see what happens there.
Yep. All right, Josiah, man, you did fantastic, my guy. Hey, I'm proud of you. Ignore my laundry on the bed behind me, but I'm proud of you, Josiah. You did absolutely great in preparation for this. I'm proud of you, buddy. Everybody else that's watching this, go give Josiah his props. We put his link to his Instagram and stuff in Twitter in the beginning of the video. It's going to be in the comment section below. Go give him some love, man. Dionte still not able to make the podcast yet this year. That's fine. We'll do what we can with that, with what we get, and yeah, man. We'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.